The biggest boxing match of 2023 so far.
This is what I wanted. I wanted the glory. I wanted to be under the bright lights and the stars and have my opponent and beat my opponent, a worthy opponent, former undisputed, and holds the belt too, and he's undefeated too. So that makes it all much better once I defeat him come Saturday night.
This is a fight that the world's been craving for, and what better way to win a fight and going out and becoming undisputed, furthering the legacy.
WBC, WBA, IBF Unified Welterweight Champion of the World, Errol Spence Jr., WBO Welterweight Champion, Terrance Crawford. Who do you got? Hey Ringsiders, what is going on? This is your host, Boxing's Objective Observer, and welcome back to Ringside Stories. Or if you're new to the channel, we make content regarding boxing through mini documentaries, backstories, and much more. So if you enjoy that type of content, feel free to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for the latest here on Ringside Stories. Thanks so much for your support in advance, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to preview boxing's biggest matchup in 2023 so far. Undefeated, unified, welterweight champion of the world, The Truth, Errol Spence Jr., and undefeated WBO World Welterweight Champion Terrance "Bud" Crawford. We're going to take a look at what both fighters bring to the table, their preparation, and we'll end this preview with Ringside Stories' official, unofficial prediction. But first, I'd like to give a shout out to today's sponsor, LiveGood. LiveGood is a company which promotes 100% organic supplements. These have great benefits for better stamina and great health overall. Not only that, they are promoted at an extremely affordable price. Now, I personally love these supplements because of the fact that LiveGood allows you to make money at the comforts of your own home. Click the link in the description box below and take the free tour for more information. Now, we know Errol Spence's life outside of the boxing ring has been up and down, at least not too long ago.
My really was just sore. Like, my whole body was just sore. It was just I guess a miracle from God. And, He really protected me during the accident because anybody else would probably been killed. So, it was just a blessing from God.
The fact Errol Spence Jr. is able to remain calm under pressure and to approach fights in a matter-of-fact kind of way is a definite pro for The Truth. Even in his recent fight against WBA World Champion Yordenis Ugas, when Errol Spence seemed to glitch, Spence was able to weather the storm, remain calm, get back to business, and beat Ugas into submission.
Spence fought a lot of elite fighters in his career, thank than Crawford. So right now, if I'm picking, I'll go with Spence.
When was Terrance Crawford's previous fight against a southpaw? Bud won 2 fights in 2017 against southpaw opponents, Felix Diaz, and his preceding fight against Julius Indongo for the undisputed crown at 140. Being ambidextrous, Crawford's adversities have a hard time adjusting to him. Bud switches his stand for each of his fights depending on his opponent. Furthermore, the undefeated former undisputed super lightweight champion of the world is known for his flexibility. Crawford's choice of fight against The Truth will be fascinating to observe. Looking back to his past battles against lefties, Terrance took a similar position as he might against Errol Spence Jr. One could argue that it is a wise choice given that Spence frequently defeated right-handed opponents. On the other hand, The Truth has a substantial advantage in his situation, even against a killer like Terrance Crawford. The fact that Errol Spence Jr. is a natural southpaw will give him the edge in that department. We also know that posture can throw off a right-handed fighter's concentration, but would it have the same effect against the lefty who is just as much of a killer as Errol Spence is? If things don't go as planned, will Crawford be willing to take chances and make the adjustments? There are a lot of unanswered questions, but it only makes us more excited for the upcoming clash between Errol Spence Jr. and Terrance Crawford. Right now, the only crucial information we have regarding stances is that Errol Spence Jr. is an experienced elite level southpaw. Terrance Crawford has never faced one of these before.
I'm excited. I'm happy. The fans is happy. Everybody's happy. We here now, and I'm gonna show the world why I'm the best fighter on the planet. July 29th, they'll watch me, Errol Spence, go out there and put on a tremendous show.
What sets Terrance Crawford apart from most boxers in today's game is his versatility in the ring. his ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw, as well as his exceptional ring IQ, which allows him to adapt in any situation. Crawford's unmatched ability to analyze his opponent's weaknesses and exploit them tactically puts him in a prime position to outmaneuver Errol Spence Jr., possibly by stoppage. An excellent example of this is his fight against Julius Ndongo in 2017 for the undisputed light welterweight championship of the world, where Bud displayed his versatility by switching stances and eventually knocking out his opponent while showcasing his exceptional ring IQ in just 3. Yes, if we take a look at Terrance Crawford's resume objectively, we don't see a whole heap of all-time great level fighters. At the same time, Terrance Crawford has fought all possible opposition that Bud could have faced so far. He's fought world-class pressure fighters such as Shawn Porter, Jeff Horn, who at the end of his career fought as high as middleweight, which is 2 divisions north from welterweight. Bud fought intelligent boxers such as Victor Postol, an ambush fighter in 2-time world champion Amir King Khan, and boxer punchers such as former IBF welterweight world champion Kell Brook. It must be said, Terrance Crawford faced Khan and Brook when they were past their prime. However, the point is, even though Errol Spence Jr. is an elite, undefeated welterweight champion of the world in or close to his prime, Terrance Crawford has been in the ring with all possible styles you can think of from all around the world, which has built on Terrance Crawford's ring IQ and versatility. Terrance Crawford possesses a true killer instinct combined with tremendous power in his punches. His record currently stands at 39 wins, including 30 wins by stoppage or knockout, which is very impressive to say the least. His exceptional knockout ratio and ability to finish fights convincingly demonstrate Bud's progress as a force to be reckoned with. And since his last move, up to 147, he stopped each and every one of his opponents. Also, Terrance Crawford's killer instinct was on full display in his 2021 fight against former 2-time welterweight champion of the world, Showtime Shawn Porter.
He does damage! Kenny's on the apron, and he's stopping the fight! His father says it's over! Terrance Crawford has just stopped Shawn Porter! No man has done that! Crawford just did it!
Going into the undisputed fight with Terrance Crawford on July 29th, 2023, Errol Spence Jr. hasn't had much preparation to go off of. His last fight was April 2022 against Yordenis Ugas, a fight in which the truth was clearly dealing with some ring rust.
Right uppercut. And while Spence is fixated on the mouthpiece, he will get nailed by a right hand by Ugas.
Prior to that unification bout with Ugas, Spence's last fight was December 5th, 2020 against former 2-weight world champion Danny Garcia. And so Errol Spence Jr. has been consistently inactive in the last 3 years of his career. Now, if we go by these same 3 years as a standard, Terrance Crawford hasn't been in much more fights than the truth either. That said, Crawford has shown much more consistency when it comes to his form inside the ring. First of all, Terrance Crawford has fought as recent as December of 2022 when Bud knocked out former WBA regular titleist David Avanesian. Recent ring activity gives Crawford a significant advantage as he's likely to be sharper and just in better fighting shape, having performed under the bright lights more recently, whereas Errol Spence Jr. might have to deal with some ring rust after an absence of over 1 year. Secondly, Crawford will go into the Errol Spence Jr. fight with much more confidence, being able to have stopped his last opponent. Errol Spence Jr. has a very intelligent way of applying pressure.
When I fought Spence, I felt like from the standpoint of the cerebral side of the boxing game, I felt like I was a step ahead in that fight. I always thought that that was the big separation between him and Terrance. Until I started to assess the fact that he's been in the ring with me. It's been now 3 years since we fought. I think he's smarter now.
Crawford's years of experience in the ring have forged him into a seasoned warrior with exceptional ring generalship. His ability to control the pace, dictate the range, and strategically outmaneuver his opponents give him an advantage over Errol Spence Jr. The truth has solid fundamentals. He overwhelms his opponents with volume, especially at mid-range and up close. Or as former unified light heavyweight champion of the world, now boxing commentator Antonio Tarver stated,
I see what Spence can do. But Spence hasn't shown me that he can make a lot of adjustments. When I look at Spence's style, I see the same thing, aggressive, boxer. I see a lot of the same thing. And when you fight a guy like Bud Crawford, you're gonna have a lot of different things to your game.
Crawford's experience and the composure under pressure may prove vital in the fight against Errol Spence Jr. One notable example of Crawford's ring generalship is his fight against Jose Benavidez in 2018. Bud displayed superior control over the fight, expertly managing the distance, applying patience, ultimately scoring a stunning knockout victory in the 12th and final round.
Is he the finisher they all expect him to be? He is. What a huge right hand, and he has done it. That man is the best in the world. How do you want them to close a show?
From Bud's versatility and ring IQ,
Backs him up with a left hand again. Horns in the corner. Crawford on the attack. That's it. It's over.
his killer instinct,
Uppercut drops him again. It's all over.
Terrance Crawford has become an American star.
which has led to Terrance Crawford's world title successes in 3 separate weight divisions, having taken out 10 of his last opponents by stoppage, all while remaining undefeated. Spence stands out even against them. There's always that iron will and unshaken confidence, which is probably Errol Spence's greatest asset. This characteristic sounds a little crazy when we remember how many jabs Errol Spence Jr. throws in a round. Another benefit of this machine of work is that Spence can rip the pace of his opponents. When a boxer on the opposite side of the ring tries to set tempo with a swing, Errol Spence Jr. just waits until his opponent has a second to react and then punches. The punch is so stunning and precise that it almost always hits the target. So while he's boxing, Spence is in the ring playing chess and so far has always won. Confidence, calculation, and precision are the main ingredients for Spence to beat Terrance Crawford and become the new undisputed welterweight world champion. The flow of the fight. I see both Terrance Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. start out tentative, trying to control the range with both of their jabs, looking for dominant positions before finding any opportunity to tee off. I see Errol Spence Jr. imposing his will on Bud, while Terrance Crawford is going to attempt to outmaneuver, outbox, and outsmart Errol Spence Jr. Terrance Crawford is normally a slow starter and will have to be wary of Errol Spence's power and smart tactics.
Spence is a much bigger fighter on fight night. He's the type of guy that uses his size and his jab very well. He will impose his will on you for those rounds for as long as it lasts. I think he goes the distance, but I think he wins.
Even though I think this is a 50-50 fight, knowing that Errol Spence Jr. has all the tools to make this a difficult night for Terrance Crawford, with a good chance to put some serious hurt on Crawford, I feel that Crawford's counterpunching ability, his boxing, and his overall ring IQ and versatility will be too much for Errol Spence Jr. So for my pick, I will take Terrance Crawford by late stoppage. But it is a fight that had to be made, and even though a little bit later than hoped for, it is the fight in the welterweight division that makes this an event that even non-boxing fans hopefully will be excited for. Hopefully we'll see an amazing matchup with different styles coming together, the true will to be the best undisputed welterweight champion, and also to be a candidate for best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Good luck to both men, and I wish boxing fans a great fight. Let us know your prediction. Who do you have in this fight between The Truth, Errol Spence Jr., and Terrance "Bud" Crawford? What is your prediction? Let us know who you are picking and why in the comment section below. If you enjoy content like this and you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. It helps out the channel a lot, i.e. inspire us to make more quality content for y'all. As always, thank you so much for your support and welcome to Ringside Stories. Now, if you've done that already, you're amazing. We already know that you are the true undisputed world champion. Till next time, Ringsiders, this is your host, Boxing's Objective Observer, with Ringside Stories. Thanks for watching and have a legendary day.